Okay, this is your 72-hour forecast update for southeastern Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware. It's Monday the 21st, doing this around 4 o'clock. As you can see, it's not 48 hours anymore, it's 72. I will still do a video in between each day, but the 72-hour forecast will replace for spring and summer. And then once we get back to the fall again, then I'll go back to 48 hours and do updates if there's storms and things like that during the summer. Okay, this is your temperatures around 4 o'clock, basically in the 60s for most of the area, a little bit in the 40s to the north, or 50s to the north, but basically in the 60s. As we get into the overnight hours, though, here's around 8 o'clock this evening. You can see there's upper 50s are starting to pop up all over. Still some areas where there's 60, but there's also a little bit of precipitation that wants to make its way felt into the area, and you can see around 8 o'clock tonight it's in the Reading Allentown area, and it's heading to the east. It's there could be a rumble of thunder with it as it comes east. This is around 9 o'clock. It's just above Wilmington here and heading towards the suburbs of Philadelphia. And then as you move this forward, you can kind of see it's a line here. There's another line back here. If this holds together a little stronger, there could be a rumble of thunder. This is around 10 o'clock tonight, but you can see it's raining in Philly, Wilmington, upstate New Jersey. And then see here, if you look up here, you can see some redness up here. It could be a rumble of thunder back with that, and that's over here by Reading. This is around 11 tonight. Again, rain still raining off and on down here to the south. And then you can see it moving across. Here's midnight. Now the thunder and the heavier rains are over by Allentown. And then here you go around 1 o'clock in the morning. And you can see here's a storm here that's moving to the east. It could hold thunder with it. It's like over Wilmington now, just to the west of Philadelphia, and then it moves on and into New Jersey. And then as you get towards the morning hours, you can see this is around 7 a.m. There's a little bit down here towards South Jersey and Delaware, but that's even starting to go away. And this takes you to around the 9 a.m. and you can see it's clear. Temperatures when this front comes through. This is tomorrow morning around 9 a.m. Temperatures are in the 60s. Here's a line up here where it's in the 50s, and it moves across the area. But not a bad day tomorrow. It's not really a giant cold front coming through. I mean, here you go. Temperature 70s down by Philly here in Delaware and South Jersey, 60s, upper 60s to the north during the afternoon on Tuesday. You can see here's some upper 70s making their way through. So, spring's coming and summer's coming as we go into the nighttime hours here on Wednesday. This is around, or no, Tuesday. This is around 8 o'clock in the evening. It's cooling off, but not by a lot. I mean, you can still see up here. This is around 10 o'clock at night. It's still 50s up here, 60s in Jersey here. So it's not that bad. We're not expecting any frost, or we're not getting into that anymore, especially down in this area. Now, this takes you to Wednesday morning around 11 or around 7 a.m. And you can see it's dropped into the 40s and in the 50s down here in Jersey. But it's, again, that's normal for this time of year. Temperatures into the middle to upper 40s at night. And then as we get back to Wednesday during the day, here comes the temperatures again. Maybe not quite as much as warm as we had, but you can still see 70s prevalent in a lot of areas here. And then as we go into later in the afternoon, the 70s hang on. This is around 4 o'clock on Wednesday. You'll have to excuse if you can hear that sound. Their neighbors blowing blower in his backyard. Okay, so this takes you to around 8 o'clock on Wednesday night. Temperatures have dropped into the 60s. The winds are blowing, and that's what's cooling the Jersey Shore off here. Even in Delaware, it's cooling it down into the 50s, and that's why you see that. And it's not rain; it's just cooler. As you can see, here's 10 o'clock Wednesday night, and it's cooled it down. And again, if you're wondering about precipitation, um, It's just the winds have changed around and it's blowing it off the waters because the waters off the ocean here are below normal for this time of year. Usually they're hot. The jet stream is a little further south, heading out towards the ocean, and it's leaving the northern areas up here cooler. I'm kind of concerned about the water temperatures around the shore as we get into later in May, if they're going to be able to heat up again. So that's on the board. Okay. And then Thursday, your highs back into the 70s again, except right along the waterfront where you got that colder temperatures in the water and the wind blowing. It brings it down into the 60s. So you just go inland maybe 10, 15 miles and back into the 70s again. But that's, if you live down here, you kind of know that usually what happens in the summer. Okay, that's your 72-hour forecast. Take care and be safe.